know the 5 finalists for the Chicago Bulls position that are actually going to get in-person interviews. Chris Quinn, who is the lead assistant with the Miami Heat. The Bulls already requested permission to interview him. They were granted that permission. You know, that's my favorite guy on this list. I think that Chris Quinn has all the makings, the personality of a culture builder, setter, and somebody that I would love to see set the Chicago Bulls. His offensive philosophies with having the spread out offense, I think is really good for the Chicago Bulls as well. I think the motion-based offense could be really good for the Bulls. The defensive intensity that he's going to force this team to play with, I think, go hand in hand with this team too. The players that he's developed and had a hand in developing, I think, translate for what the Chicago Bulls are trying to develop. I love Chris Quinn as an option here for the Chicago Bulls. Micah Nori is also expected to be a finalist. Now, Micah Nori is a long-term assistant, been an assistant for over 20 years. It seems like he's finally going to get his shot at being a head coach. Now, for some people, the longevity of being an assistant actually is a knock on him because they look at it and say, if he's been an assistant this year, why has he never been a head coach? What is going on there? And I understand the question, right? But I think that very similar to Tom Thibodeau's career trajectory, that's basically what Micah Nori's on too. So that's my thought process. Sean Sweeney, probably my second favorite option here, currently with the San Antonio Spurs. Their lead assistant, the associate head coach there, a guy that's already been given so much credit for developing guys that they have down there. You look at all the young players, the first, second, and third year players that they have that are playing meaningful playoff minutes. Sean Sweeney's been given a lot of the credit for development from the head coach there. I think also like his responsibilities as X's and O's guy, more defensive leaning, but has also reportedly helped made some offensive adjustments for that Spurs team in some playoff series. So there's that. Dave Bliss, also a finalist for that. Another one of my favorite guys. I think Dave Bliss, coming from that Oklahoma City and me doing my own research on Dave Bliss, it really stood out as somebody to me that makes a lot of sense. And then lastly, Tiago Splitter is one of the 5 finalists as well. This is a guy that we've seen do it as a head coach with the Portland Trail Blazers, coach that team to be above 500. Shaedon Sharpe, Donovan Clingan, Scoot Henderson, Denny Advia turned into an all-star under him. We saw a lot of progress under Tiago Splitter. Now, some of the people that have questions with that will say, well, how much of that progress was going to happen anyway, as Chauncey Billups has invested the development in those guys for years? And I'd say that that's a fair question to ask. But, I think when you look at a guy that coached through adversity, didn't have any plans on being the head coach of this team coming into the season, has merged the European philosophies with the NBA philosophies, which I think offensively is amazing. Also coached solidly defense. They were the 13th best defensive team in the league with the Portland Trail Blazers last season. And those are reportedly, according to Brett Siegel, the 5 final finalists. Now,